Hello, my beautiful friends. It's Amanda here, and today I am finally able to film my ColourPop and Stranger Things collection review. Before I get into the actual products in the collection, I do just want to put it out there. I've never watched the show Stranger Things. It just doesn't seem like the type of thing that I would particularly enjoy. I know that a lot of people love it. It has been a smash hit. So I'm purely going to be evaluating these products from a makeup review standpoint. I may not know anything about the show Stranger Things, but I know a thing or two about makeup, especially ColourPop makeup. With that being said, forgive me if there's anything that I mispronounce or am sort of missing something important that is referential to the show, because I haven't watched it, so I'm bound to miss something like that. This collection is currently available. You can find it on the ColourPop site as well as from Ulta Beauty. If you do decide to shop from the ColourPop website, you can use my affiliate code and that will save you 10% on any of the individual products in this collection and most everything on the site. My coupon code is just my first name, Amanda. That is an affiliate code. It definitely helps the channel a lot. For everybody who does choose to use my code, I really appreciate it. Just a reminder, codes will not apply to any sets or bundles or volts or anything like that, just the individual products. So make sure you keep an eye on your cart totals so that you're getting the best possible deal. We have a lot of pieces to get through in this collection. I'm going to show you close-ups, swatches, I'll give you prices. I don't have a ton of comparisons, and of course I have a little makeup look as well, so you can see a bunch of these things in action. And I'm going to give you all my thoughts along the way. So let's start off with one of my favorite things from the collection. It's this Waffle Lip Mask.
I think the packaging on this waffle lip mask is so cute, and I absolutely love that this is scented and flavored like a waffle. It definitely has a bakery and maple syrup combo type of scent. I love it. I'm a big lip mask, hydrating lip product type of girl, and I also have dry skin, so a lip mask, a lip balm, it's always going to be something that interests me and something that I feel like is a good value for my dollar when I'm purchasing, because I know that I'm going to use it up and use it well. In the couple of days that have elapsed between filming this review and me recording the voiceover that you're listening to right now, I have used this little waffle lip mask every single day. I just left it on my desk and it's been a go-to. So this is probably my number one top pick from the entire collection. I know I kind of threw that one in early, but let's talk about the cream blush. This is one of the Instant Crush cream blushes, and these do have a satiny matte finish. I'm a big fan of this blush formula in general. This one is interesting. It's definitely a new take on this formula for the brand because this is a color changing blush. So you can see it looks like a blackish gray cream blush in the pan, but this activates with your body heat, or I'm not sure how it works. I'm not a scientist, okay? I'm just a beauty YouTuber. But this has that classic pH color changing bright pink tone to it. This does seem a little bit more of a berry take on that bright pink color, but ultimately, this is how every pH color change product looks on me. And it's just not my personal preference. I'm not a big bright pink wearer in general. So I don't love the color, but I will say I love this idea. I think this is cool. It's definitely something different for them. I love that it has that weirdness, that kind of dark, edgy, unknown idea behind it, this color changing black blush. It seems like it would fit the show well. As I mentioned previously, I've never watched the show, but obviously I can understand the vibes without partaking in viewing the whole thing. And I like this idea for this collection. It's just for me personally, I'm not a big pH color change product type of person to begin with. But a lot of people are. And if you are, then I think this is a cool product and it is a formula that I enjoy. I do think that this color changing version does feel a little bit thinner and not quite as opaque on first application, I suppose. But I don't think that it's bad by any means from a formula standpoint. It's just the color that's not really my preference. Let's talk about this Hawkins Milk Liquid Light Glow Drops. This is another formula that I have enjoyed in the past, so I'm happy to see a new shade available. This is priced at 12 US dollars. It has that cool little milk carton style outer packaging, and then the bottle and dropper are the same as the previous glow drops they've released, but there is some special packaging imaging printed on the bottle too. This Hawkins Milk shade is a really bright white base. It is a very cool tone, silvery blue iridescence to it, but it's very, very soft. It's mainly just this bright diamond white silvery type of shade. I personally really like this. This is the type of color that I gravitate towards for a highlighter. So I can definitely see myself using this particular liquid highlighter quite a bit, and I do tend to prefer it over the Buyer's shade of the Instant Crush Cream Blush. But I will say that the combination of the two ended up looking really nice, and I actually started to like the blush more once the highlighter was added. I think it just made the look a little bit more dynamic and added a little bit of glow, which I tend to like. So overall, I'm happy with the cheek combo. They didn't choose to do anything too crazy color-wise, but I think that they managed to put an interesting take on some ultimately pretty marketable products. So I'm not mad at the thought process there. Next, we're going to get into the Ultra Glossy Lip Trio. This is called the Talk to Me Ultra Glossy Lip Trio, and it's priced at 28 US dollars. It has this little Christmas light design. I really like how they did the window cutouts to show the glittery gloss through. I think that's clever. The packaging overall, for the most part, is incredibly clever and intriguing, even from the standpoint of somebody who doesn't have a connection to the imagery of the show. I feel like they did a really good job because even I'm feeling interested and inspired by this, and I'm not drawing from the place of like a fandom. So I think that is the mark of some very clever packaging design. For the Ultra Glossy Lip Trio here, these are ultimately, despite looking very bright in the tube, the pink shade is really the only one that shows up as anything other than a clear gloss with glitter on my particular lips. The yellow and the blue just look clear with a yellowish or bluish kind of glitter every now and then. I'm not a big glittery gloss person, and if I do have some shimmer, I definitely prefer smaller, more shimmer type particles versus these big, more chunky glitter appearance. I will say the pink one is my favorite just because it actually does give me a little bit of tint to the lips. And despite the fact that I'm not a big pink lip and pink cheek type of girly, I do like these two together. I think they coordinate and work nicely together. And ultimately, the look is cute. So I'm not mad at it. Next, we have these chrome liquid eyeshadows. This is the Monster liquid eyeshadow duo, and it's priced at 20 US dollars. It comes with two little holographic liquid shadows inside. These are probably my second favorite thing from the collection. I think they're really special and sparkly and really, really impactful. I am not even a huge liquid eyeshadow type of person, but I actually really like this formula from ColourPop, and I think these are a nice, easy way to add something really, really interesting and dramatic to an eye look. So I am a big fan of these. There's a purpley shade with like a blackened plum type of base, and then there's a more blue forward shade. I like these, but I do not like the packaging, like the outer carton. Not that it matters. I mean, you don't have to keep it, you don't have to look at it every day, but it is my least favorite piece of packaging from the collection just because it's scary. It's a monster, okay? You're talking to somebody who's literally drinking out of a Hello Kitty themed coffee mug right now. So just take that opinion with a grain of salt. Let's go to the very last piece that we're looking at today. This is the Stranger Things Chapter 1 palette. It's priced at 26 US dollars, and it's a 16 pan eyeshadow palette. In this palette, you'll find 7 true matte shades, 7 metallic shimmer shades, and then 2 of their pearlescent glitters. They made some really cool choices packaging wise on this palette. I like the stickers that look like they're peeling and ripping off on the back, and this really reflective, like they look like branches, they look like veins. I like this approach to creepy. It's just there's a monster again. I know this is certainly very important to the show, but I just don't want to see scary monsters. I know it's not that deep, okay? It's just a personal aesthetic preference. I like the background on here. Look, the map is cool. I like everything else except for the creepy, bloody, muscly monster images. But you know what? If you like that, then I'm glad that there is this option. I do think there should be something for everybody. I don't think everything needs to be suited to my personal preference. And I do find myself wondering if this color story really calls to the show because I do feel like the top 2 rows and the bottom 2 rows have a very different feeling to me. And this background lets me know that maybe there's some sort of thematic purpose for that high contrast. And if that's the case, then I think that's pretty cool. I like the idea of doing something really different and really contrasting. And I think this is a pretty interesting color story for ColourPop and just on the market in general. I really find myself drawn towards the second half of the palette. So the first 2 rows here are really warm, sunny, bright, colorful, almost like tropical vibes type of shades. And then the second half of the palette has that more murky, smoky, mysterious type of look. I definitely am more drawn towards these colors for myself personally at this point right now. But I think that the color story overall is interesting and there are a ton of creative looks that could come from this. So, all in all, I think it's a pretty good palette. Performance wise, it seems to be pretty much in line with my other ColourPop palettes in general. I did find myself struggling with the first couple of mattes that I laid down for this look that you're going to see today. I just felt like they didn't quite want to blend evenly, almost like they were getting a little bit patchy when I layered them. But I will tell you that this particular day, I was having a really rough, like, skin day all around. I had been breaking out. I just felt like my makeup wasn't sitting well on my entire face. And just, it was just one of those days. So that could be partially to blame. I definitely understand how many millions of factors go into things like application wear time that are going to be different for everybody else. And when I first laid down this color combo, the Chief of Police and D&D shades mixed together, it was going pretty fine. Like I felt no difference. But once I started layering this Demogorgon shade on to the outer part and all the way through the crease really is when I started noticing that I couldn't quite get the shades to blend smoothly into one another. So, as you saw, I'm using the same primer I always use. I'm using the same brushes that I always use because I have my favorites that I always go back to and always keep multiples of so that I don't have to clean my brushes every day. But I did feel like I had to work extra hard to make the blend even across the whole transition area and also between my two eyes. I felt like I couldn't get them to look the same because they just started getting sort of patchy on that brow bone area. Could be user error, could be a bad skin day, could be a combo with just a less than satisfactory matte shade. Although I will say in the swatches, these mattes, especially the ones on the bottom half of the palette, were very impressive in my opinion. I really love this dusty grayish deep teal matte shade. I'm not doing too much work to make this look perfect because I am just using it as a base for the shimmery smoky teal shade. So it doesn't have to be exactly perfect because I'm going to smooth everything out with this little shimmer shade. I love this color combo. Something about this feels very 90s color story wise to me. Maybe it's because it reminds me of a t-shirt that I had when I was a kid in the 90s that had these almost exact colors. So maybe a little nostalgia is kicking in despite not being a big Stranger Things watcher myself. And of course, because of who I am as a person, I could not resist the silver. I love a bright metallic silver. And I thought that this looked really cool with the deep teal shade. I think it was a good addition to this color story. And I mean, I rarely have met a metallic silver that I didn't like, so take that with a grain of salt, I suppose. Then I used a little bit more of this liquid highlighter as a little bit of a brow bone highlight. I felt like it might help with that problem area on my upper part of my transition blending where it just got patchy. I thought this highlighter could help smooth it out a little bit. And I do think that it did help just make everything look a little bit softer and more blended together. Overall, I'm really happy with how the look turned out, and I enjoyed wearing this makeup for the rest of the day. I enjoyed wearing this eyeshadow combo in particular. So it's cute, it's cool, it's fun, but now we need to know, is the palette unique? I did pull together a couple of comparisons for you. So it's everybody's favorite time, or at least it's my favorite time. It's palette comparison time. I'm using some palette combos. The very first one that came to my mind was Twilight and this Muppets palette, the Holidays one from, was that last year or 2 years ago? I can't remember now. But as soon as I saw the Stranger Things palette, I started getting these combo ideas popping into my head. What would match the first two rows? What would match the second two rows? And I think this is a pretty decent guess just based on the first thing that popped into my head. And then as I started looking through my palettes, I decided to pull out the Beauty and the Beast and Haunted Mansion palettes. Again, not a bad match, but I do think that Haunted Mansion is a bit brighter, not quite as smoky and moody compared to the closer shades from the Stranger Things palette. And my very last comparison combo is the Bon Voyage palette and Aurora Struck. And I think this is another really good match. So if you're purely here for the color story, then maybe check and see if you have any of these comparison palettes in your collection already. Let me know if there are any other comparisons you want to see, and I can try to put together a little YouTube short with some more if you think that would be helpful.
Just to wrap things up, I'm gonna do a head-to-head style recap. Between the two lip products, I definitely much prefer the Waffle Lip Mask over these glittery glosses. When it comes to the cheek products, I prefer the Liquid Light Glow Drops over the color-changing little PH Instant Crush blush. So this is the winner for me. When it comes to the eye products, I actually prefer the liquid shadows. These chrome liquid shadows are really gorgeous and special and shifty and beautiful. And I just think that overall they're more unique. Now, I don't like the outer packaging. I would gladly get rid of this scary, scary monster. And I love the packaging on the palette. I actually like the bottom half of the palette, but these two just feel a little disjointed to me. And in general, I think that the chrome shadows are just more exciting and more unique in my collection. So I'd have to say the chrome shadows are my eye pick, the glow drops are my cheek pick, and the lip mask is my lip pick. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about this collection. Are you interested? Are you a big fan of the show? I'm sure so many fans are excited to see their favorite show collabing with ColourPop. I love that for you. Honestly, I'm excited for you, even though I'm not a fan of the show. I would love to hear what you think about these things. Have you already picked them up? What are you most interested in? I always love to hear what you think about things too. So make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Why was that so weird? Why are you so weird? Stop it. This make... Huh? What are you doing? I don't know why I could not get these matte shades to blend. They kept disappearing, especially right here. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm having an off day. But I use the same primer, the same brushes, the same technique, the same everything that I always do. And I just felt like it was so patchy to blend out right here. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Been having a weird couple of days. I feel like everybody I talk to is having a weird couple of days, like off, mood wise, bad sleep. I don't know what the deal is. We need to sort this out cosmically because I don't have time to be having all these weird days and off days and stuff. Okay. I just need blended eyeshadow and enough motivation to finish my work. I'm sorry, I get it. I am somebody who likes a bunch of packaging that other people don't like the really cutesy kind of childish Too Faced packaging. And a lot of people hate that, and that's fine. I hate this. This is gross and scary. If it was scary but cute, okay, I can deal with that. But this is gross. I just don't like horror stuff. I don't want to see horror and blood and guts ever. Definitely not when I'm in my little happy place doing my makeup. I want to see like cute things, flowers, glitter, sparkles, jack-o'-lanterns, Hello Kitty. That's where I'm at. Visually, that's my preference. This is nowhere in that equation. This is so cute and funny and like kitschy, and this is just like scary and gross. I'm sorry, I hate it. I hate this. This is cool, okay? It's stylized. We get it. It's like 80s and spooky and Netflix. Like this is good. This is good. This is good. This is funny. This is funny. This is good and funny, cute. Love it. I get it. Okay, I get it. Everything is going so well. And then this blood and musculature and just like, ugh, no, bad, ColourPop, bad. I don't get it. I don't understand. Look, that's just personal preference. I know a lot of people love it. People love horror. They love gore. They love to be scared. They want to be grossed out. That's fine. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just saying from my perspective, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. This eye color combo is really pretty. I just had some trouble with the mattes being a little extra difficult to blend, especially the lighter mattes. But I love this dark, like smoky teal with the warm reddish, kind of reddish brown, and then a little silver. I really like the color combo. Oh, quite a lot. Quite a bit. I enjoy it. Okay, you need to swatch all those. Da 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 da. Okay, I think that's it. I think we did it. We gotta work with what we got, okay? We're all just hanging in there right now. Thanks for watching. I will see you in another video really soon. I hope you're here because I love your face. Okay, bye!